All right, Christine, thank you for joining me again today. So in the past sessions, we've talked about some anxiety that you've experienced. Today, while you're here with me, I would like you, if you're willing, to fill out what's called a general anxiety questionnaire. So we kind of call it the GAD-7 because it's version 7. So it's a questionnaire, and we can do it together if you'd like. I can help you understand the questions if you'd like. We can read through it together and take as much time as you need to. So basically, it's just going to ask you how often in the last 2 weeks you're having feelings such as anxiety, nervous, fear, and it's going to ask you a rating. So it'll start at not at all. So in the last 2 weeks, you haven't experienced that at all. Or it will go up to several days. So in the last 2 weeks, you have experienced these feelings over several days in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
The next one would be more than half of the days. So that means within the last 2 weeks, you feel like more than half of those days you've had emotions that are similar to anxiety and fear and nervousness.
Okay.
And then the last scale would be called nearly every day.
Okay.
And I know that sounds self-explanatory, but I want to just go ahead and take a minute and just let you know that that does mean, if you answer that does mean that you're saying that almost every day in the last 2 weeks, you have had experienced emotions such as anxiety or fear or nervousness.
Okay.
So do you understand what that scale means? The not at all, several days, more than half, and then nearly every day. Do you understand what that means?
I do. And
Okay.
if I happen to forget these scales, can you repeat them for me?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Of
thank
course.
you.
And that's one reason we're going to do it while you're sitting here, so that
Okay.
you can take our entire time together if you need to fill this out, okay? And then the other thing I want to let you know is how we're going to rate it, is that, as you can see, there's a 0, a 1, a 2, and a 3, kind of like a score. Kind of like this one's worth 0 points, this one's worth 1 point, this one's worth 2 points. So what we'll do is at the end, I'll add it all up. The total amount of points you can get is 21. And it's just going to tell me it's going to kind of let us know the level of what you're feeling. So when you talk about feeling anxiety or fear or nerves, is it this big? Is it this much? It's not very much at all? Or is it a whole lot?
Okay.
Is it all the time? Is it, so I want to be able to understand how it's going to affect your life moving forward, and how we can better do some other things. So did you have any questions for me?
I did. So I think, so this is my interpretation of anxiety, correct?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. What you are feeling.
What I'm
Yes.
feeling.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. And then is this something that is going to be able to tell me, like, am I more anxious, or, because now I feel like I'm anxious about taking the anxious test.
Yeah, and I know. Test, just that word, test.
Yeah.
Gives everybody a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of nerves.
Okay.
This is just really going to tell us, like I said, how big it is.
Okay.
Okay, is it a little bit? Is it a whole lot?
Yeah.
If it's a little bit, then I know where some ideas we can do to help that little bit get even smaller.
Okay.
If it's really big, then we can start looking at some ideas of how to make the big start getting smaller and smaller.
Okay.
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 All right.
Sounds good.
So
Thank
let's
you.
start this and let me know if you have any questions. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Christine.